Peace, peace, peace. We're back, Revolutionary Wealth Builders, where we bring wealth education to the people. Welcome back to all of our subscribers and any new subscribers. We welcome you humbly. Like, share, and subscribe. Smash that notification bell so you'll always know when new videos are coming out. Today, real quick, we want to talk about inflation, what that means to you, and how to save in an inflationary environment. So, to save money, dollars, and cash in an inflationary environment is to lose purchasing power. If you save $10 and inflation rises by 20%, you only have $8 worth of purchasing power. So the thing that you could buy for $1, you could buy 10 of them. You only can buy 8 of them with that same $10. And if you're noticing the prices of gas and food and energy and things like that are rising, not just in your city or in your country, but all over the world, you will learn that the more money that you save, the more purchasing power you're going to lose over time. So I want to shoot a few ideas at everybody so you can mitigate the effects of inflation on your savings and your purchasing power. And so essentially what investors, they call this hedging against inflation. So here are some ways that we can hedge against inflation. Number one, buy and store dry food and canned goods, not to hedge against inflation in the immediate, but to hedge against inflation in the prices of food in the future, and to have food in the future in the event that money inflates to the extent that there are no more goods to buy. So dry food, rice, canned goods, beans, canned fruit, canned vegetables. You might want to pack your deep freezer with meat. That is one way to mitigate inflation because you're buying things at the cost now and you'll use them later and they will be higher in price later. So that's one way to hedge against inflation. Another way to hedge against inflation is to purchase tangible things that are immovable, that can't move. And so if you have dollars, invest dollars in maybe a work truck that can generate income. If it has a snowplow on it, if it generates income and it creates an income stream, the income stream hedges against the inflation, and the initial investment of the dollars into the actual instrument to create the income stream is still set in place. It's not an ironclad solution, but it is definitely a solution that some of us should explore. Number three, if you have large sums of money sitting around, you may want to look at maybe purchasing an income producing piece of real estate. So if you have $100,000 sitting around, and let's say you're in a hybrid, you're in a linear market like the market that's in Detroit. So you have 3 types of real estate markets. You have linear markets, hybrid markets, and cyclical markets. Cyclical markets are like California, LA, Miami, those higher price markets that go way up in price and then they come crashing down cyclically, meaning in cycles. Then you have linear markets. Linear markets kind of stay the same. They'll have ups and downs, but they typically kind of stay the same. Then you have, and those are like Detroit, Cleveland, and so forth and so on. Then you have hybrid markets. Hybrid markets used to be places like Denver, Colorado, a lot of places around Texas, and maybe even some of the other Midwestern states. But some of these hybrid markets are starting to become cyclical markets because people are starting to have begun to leave the cyclical real estate markets and then move to places that were hybrid markets, increasing the value of those properties, which in turn creates a dynamic where they could essentially become cyclical markets over time. That's enough about real estate. We're talking about hedging against inflation. So, but if you find a good piece of real estate in like the city of Detroit, where it's a linear market, and you buy $100,000 2-family flat, and the upstairs is being rented out for $900 and the downstairs is being rented out for $900, you have $1,800 worth of income coming in on that property. That income helps mitigate the inflationary stronghold that would be taken against your money if you just save it and sit it and it does nothing. So you have the actual real estate itself. that may go down in nominal dollars over time because of inflationary pressure, or maybe even deflation comes eventually and it starts to lose its value, but it still has the income stream. So with the income stream and being able to park the 100,000 in the real estate, you can mitigate the effects of inflation that way. Then number 4, and this is the final one, precious metals. You can take some of your U.S. Federal Reserve notes, quote unquote, fiat currency, and you can take that and you can park that in precious metals, tangible precious metals, hard precious metals that you own and control. It eliminates counterparty risk, and the value of precious metals is not necessarily impacted by the everyday inflationary pressures and strongholds of what inflation looks like on our dollars, on food, and so forth and so on. So those are the 4 ways you can hedge against inflation. And so, number 1, buy some of your food, dry goods, and food ahead of time in bulk. Number 2, invest in something that can create an income stream for your dollars where you own that thing and the income stream itself. Maybe something mobile, or a work truck, or a moving truck, or something to that nature. Number 3, investing in certain types of real estate, maybe even some farmland that you can grow on. Because if you're growing crops, or if you are collecting rent, those income streams and that crop producing land mitigates inflation inherently because of the stream that is being created. Not to mention you own the land and you own the property. So that kind of helps with mitigating the effects of inflation, or what others call hedging against inflation. And then number 4, precious metals. Precious metals are a great hedge against inflation because you can put the dollars into something that can hold the fort of value over time. Specifically, gold has been able to and been a proven hedge against inflation over time because it holds its value. It's like a stalwart in holding purchasing power. And so if you're saving money and you are finding that you are not buying as much or getting as many goods and services as you once could with that same amount of money, you may want to consider one of the 4 options that I just discussed. This has been Revolutionary Wealth Builders, where we bring wealth education to the people. Like, share, subscribe, pound that notification bell, share this video. I hope it helps somebody, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.